So a little bit ago, I did the best rain team, and you all seem to really enjoy how that turned out. So today, we're going to take a look at the next weather team in our best team series on the channel. This time we'll be taking a look at the best team for the sand. Like with our best rain team, we will be limited to what is currently available at the time of recording this video in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So Pokemon like Sandrush, Dracovish, and Dracozolt were not eligible to be listed on this team. I'll cover Pokemon that either benefit from the sand itself, or at least help check threats to sand sweepers that would otherwise stop your team from winning, as unlike rain team beneficiaries, the pool of sand abusers is actually pretty limited. I don't want to waste any more time though, so without any further ado, let's just hop right into this team. Starting off this team, we have the premier sand setter of the generation, being Hippowdon. In any other generation, this spot would have easily gone to Tyranitar, which has dominated over OU in every tier it's allowed in for generations. However, the loss of Pursuit going into Generation 8 has actually made Hippowdon the ideal choice for a sand setter. While Tyranitar has the benefit of gaining a special defense boost in the sand, Hippowdon is able to recover for itself and phase out other sweepers that may try to take advantage of Excadrill. Hippowdon defensively can also sufficiently check opposing Excadrills that may check your team. And besides, Torkoal can naturally underpace any other weather setters in order to set the weather first should Hippowdon lead against another weather setter such as Pelipper or Alolan Ninetales. So the moves we have chosen for Hippowdon are Earthquake, Slack Off, Stealth Rock, and Toxic, with its held item being the Smooth Rock. Unlike with rain teams, sand teams have a lot less diversity in their movesets. This isn't a huge deal, however, as the standard set for Hippowdon has proven to be a pretty good check to most enemy Pokemon you'd encounter. This Pokemon is fat enough to physically check most enemy Pokemon, even if they do go for a Dynamax or Gigantamax, and is even able to get off a Toxic in order to chip them down. However, you can substitute Toxic out for something like Whirlwind in order to phase out enemy sweepers, but both options provide a lot of merit on a sand team. While Hippowdon is pretty one-dimensional, it'll always be a pretty easy physical wall to throw onto any sand team this generation. Next we get into the actual sweeper of this team, Excadrill. Excadrill is easily the best sand sweeper you can run this generation by a long shot. You can easily force out an opponent that set up Swords Dance, and then Dynamax and break through whatever enemy may be in your way. Excadrill stab, steel plus ground options alongside coverage with Rock Slide should pretty much guarantee a win if you play it well against almost any enemy, barring Corviknight or Skarmory. Excadrill really only has one moveset as well, which is Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Swords Dance. Now while the coverage on a sand team for this is extremely predictable, you have a lot of item variety. With Excadrill being such a dangerous Pokemon in this format, you almost always have to run Jolly in order to at least force a speed tie against your opponent in the sand. You have a lot of choice with items though, between Air Balloon, Life Orb, Assault Vest, Leftovers, Shuckaberry, and the list only goes on, but I'm choosing the Life Orb. Excadrill can truthfully make any item work on a sand team. Even when using something such as a Choice Band, you can hold on to it long enough to break a team late game. Though, if you choose to go with either that or an Assault Vest, you should consider changing out Swords Dance for something like Rapid Spin for the sake of clearing hazards. Next comes the designated ground switch in. While there are a few options for this route, such as Skarmory and Corviknight, on this particular build, due to the current Pokemon allowed, I have opted for Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, especially with the options to Dynamax against your team, is a really strong wall option to have, which can roost up against almost any max move that isn't super effective against it. Mandibuzz should be able to take a hit from practically any unboosted ground/grass type in the pool, which helps a lot with checking key threats such as opposing Excadrill or Rillaboom that would otherwise stop Excadrill from auto-winning on Team Preview. Mandibuzz also offers the most support options to Excadrill compared to other options through means of initiative into Hippowdon or by hitting off Defog/Knockoff. Mandibuzz, despite not being a Steel type like our other birds, also has Overcoat, so it is capable of avoiding the sand unlike many other flying type options. Mandibuzz's moveset is an obvious one, like many on the team, with Foul Play, Roost, U-Turn, and Defog. Though, in contrast to Excadrill, where it has many items it would want to run, Mandibuzz has its variety in its support options. Mandibuzz has the new item, Heavy Duty Boots, which helps make it immune to hazards. This helps Mandibuzz be one of the best defog options in the game due to popular Pokemon being weak to it, such as Rillaboom, Dragapult, Excadrill, etc. Mandibuzz has a lot of support that it can offer a sand team, depending on what other Pokemon you're running. If you need Mandibuzz to remove hazards, you can throw in Defog. If you want to be its stall builds easier, you can add Taunt and stop enemy Pokemon from setting up hazards, Toxic, or even Recovery. Mandibuzz overall is a really strong support option for sand in pretty much every way possible, and you should always consider running this Pokemon when building a sand team. The next Pokemon on our list should be our team switching to potential fighting type attacks. While most people prefer Toxapex, in order to help avoid losing to other sand teams, I prefer using the other water type with Regenerator, being Slowbro. Slowbro this generation has a strong edge over a lot of the current meta with its typing and access to Thunderwave support, which is great for Excadrill to still defeat teams, even if Hippowdon were to faint early on in the match. Slowbro, also unlike its Regenerator counterpart, has access to Teleport, which is a negative priority move that allows the user to switch out into whatever you choose, meaning you can take a hit with Slowbro and teleport out into Hippowdon in order to set Sand, or, if Sand is already up, Excadrill the sweep. With Regenerator, you also gain back 33% when you do this, which is a huge deal for allowing Slowbro to stay around a lot longer in the game to pivot in and out against your opponent. Slowbro runs well as another physically defensive pivot, and doesn't even need an item in this generation. Its moveset is Scald, Slack Off, Teleport, and Thunderwave. Slowbro without an item helps it take on counterplay from Poltergeist Pokemon, like Alolan Marowak, which would be able to dent the team pretty easily currently with its stabs. This helps take pressure off of Hippowdon and Mandibuzz in that department, while also still being able to handle a plethora of other Pokemon. Scald, Slack Off, and Teleport should beat most enemy Pokemon on their own, so the last slot goes to either Thunderwave or Future Sight. As I mentioned previously, Thunderwave support with Excadrill is great to help become less reliant on Hippowdon, but you're more than welcome to switch this up for Future Sight, which may help you with positioning in Pokemon with an unfavorable Excadrill matchup such as Steel type to help take that hit better, which gives you potentially free turns to set up and sweep with Excadrill as well. The next Pokemon we'll be adding is an offensive check to both water and grass types, being Rotom-heat. While we could make this something such as Zeraora or Magnezone, I find having Rotom-heat in the current metagame helps significantly with checking Rillaboom, because while we have Mandibuzz, it's just such a terrifying opponent for Sand that would basically destroy the team if we're not careful. Rotom-heat is a very good typing for Sand offensively, as it helps defeat most of what we can't currently, and can pivot out versus anything we may worry about such as Pelipper or Kommo-o into another Pokemon more capable of defeating those. The initiative we form with this, plus Mandibuzz, is great, and alongside Pokemon such as Teleport Slowbro, we can keep whatever we feel like in against our opponents in order to turn the tide of any game we feel like into the favor of Excadrill. The set Rotom-heat is bringing out is a rather common one for it, with Nasty Plot, Volt Switch, and Overheat for offensive usage, and then Pain Split for recovery. I've given it the Focus Sash for an item, as that can prevent it from being one-hit KO'd by any strong water or rock type move, as well as if Levitate is somehow negated and ground types are able to hit. Rotom-heat stabs allow it to check any threatening grass types like Rillaboom or Tangrowth, but it can also check the steel flying options such as Corviknight and Skarmory. This is where you can alternatively run Magnezone if you're worried about being able to trap them and take them out. However, the team as a whole, with our 5 other Pokemon, would be fairly weak to the grass types mentioned above, so I would not even bother to get rid of the Rotom-heat in the long run, even with other options. The moves are pretty standard on Rotom-heat outside of Overheat plus Volt Switch, as Pain Split helps keep this around for later on, and Nasty Plot helps nuke even resists with Overheat. Finally, we get into our special defensive option, Clefable. This team between Rotom-heat and Excadrill has all the offense it'll need to break enemy Pokemon, so I find using a Pokemon like Clefable can keep the rest of the team around for longer with the usage of Wish and Teleport. This option especially will help support Excadrill and Rotom-heat, who both lack reliable recovery of their own. And with Magic Guard, Clefable doesn't worry about hazards or the sand, which makes it an extremely valuable addition to this team. Clefable's fairy typing as well makes it patch a lot of holes this team currently faces, such as a slight weakness to Single Strike Urshifu, and Nasty Plot Hydreigon. Clefable's best set currently is Moonblast, Teleport, Wish, and Protect, with Magic Guard as its ability and Leftovers as its held item. This allows Clefable to not worry about Toxic Stallers, and in this case Sand as well. This team has ways around setup Pokemon for sure, as most in this format are physically based, and we have Foul Play Mandibuzz in order to stop those sorts of Pokemon, meaning Clefable shouldn't have to worry about it. Clefable helps make sure that our less bulky Pokemon don't have to worry about losing too much health, since Wish is going to be able to keep up their health. Keeping Clefable here to keep them alive for as long as possible should help guarantee you're able to bring in Excadrill whenever you feel like, and play as recklessly as possible without just outright throwing it away. With an offensive Pokemon like Excadrill, Clefable giving it the proper support to just attack without worry of taking a little bit of chip damage due to a mispredict will always be significantly appreciated. And that's going to do it for this best team in the sand. I feel this team will be able to perform in whatever format you choose to play it in. Remember that while the team was built around Dynamaxing Excadrill, you can Dynamax whatever Pokemon you feel would be the best fit for that particular game, such as possibly Rotom-heat or even Clefable. I hope that you guys are able to use this team to great success, and let me know down in the comments below how you do with this build. I'll link a paste again with the team down below, and I can't wait to hear how you guys do with the build. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you guys enjoy this content, maybe you'll enjoy my anime content and gaming content as well. I do a lot of anime top 10s and discussions, and with the gaming channel, I play Pokemon and everything Nintendo. Also follow me on social media so you get updates about when I go live on Twitch or when I upload in general. Links for all that will be in the description below. If you want to support me even further and gain cool perks, check out my Patreon. These lovely people have all given me their support over there, and I couldn't be more grateful to them. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.